Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It is me, the Mysterious Cameraman, and today we are talking about another debate here in August. Today, we are going to be debating if fan films should be blocked for copying characters. So this was a idea submitted by Radiant Films XD, so thank you for this idea. And this was a very interesting idea. And once more, the question is, should fan films be blocked for copying characters? So the way I interpret this question is, should fan films be allowed to be made because they're taking characters? Should fan films be legal, kind of, at the core of it? Should fan films be allowed to take characters from other things? Or, actually, this question is probably asking now that I think about it. Should a Marvel fan film be allowed to star a Spider-Man? Or should a Marvel fan film be allowed to star Spooder Boy? Like, a different version of this character, kind of like how Mudblood doesn't star Hermione Granger, it stars, I can't even remember her name, but whoever the main character's name is. So that's how I'm actually going to be talking about this question. Should fan films be allowed to take, like, Tony Stark as their main hero, or do they have to do a different version of Iron Man or something? In my opinion, I think a fan film, the basis of this question I'm going to be using is a fan film can star an Iron Man suit, or, for example, like a Mudblood, kind of how Mudblood had that. But it can't star characters from that universe. So it can't be Tony Stark. It can be like a random guy who's actually just Iron Man. And I think fan films shouldn't be blocked for copying characters. At the end of the day, a fan film is made by the fans for the fans. I think higher budget fan films, like Spider-Man Lotus, which had $100,000, you're now taking it so you're almost claiming Spider-Man, not as your own almost, but you're now saying you're paying me to make a Spider-Man fan film, or to make a Spider-Man film for you. Not even fan film at that point. But I think if you're looking at fan films, there are a ton of fan films that don't copy, that just make their own characters, but they are very rare. A lot of fan films love to use the characters that have already been created. And it's not a bad thing in any way, actually. I think if a fan film is able to be self-aware and say, hey, look, I love this character and I don't want to make a new character to star in this universe, that's great. Because I think if you are making a fan film, you might not be making it to, for example, you might say you love Spider-Man Blue, for example, because I'm just thinking back to Lotus. You could say, I want to tell the Spider-Man Blue plot, I don't care who's starring in it. But you could also say, hey, look, I want to see my Peter Parker in Spider-Man Blue, and that's also fine. I think if you're getting to the point where a studio says, you can't make a fan film with my characters, but you can use plots from the comics, that's kind of stupid. If anything, it would be reversed. It would be, you can use my characters, but you can't use my plots. Because then it's you saying, oh, I can make a fan film starring Steve Rogers, but I now have to tell my own story. I can't just pick up a camera and film Winter Soldier again. So I think that's a very interesting idea, but I don't think that's fair. I think if a fan film says, hey, look, we're going to just refilm our own version of Spider-Man 3, if you want to buy our merch for this movie, then you're taking it too far. A fan film should not have merch. A fan film should not do that stuff. Welcome to West Haven, which is the fan film done by... It's not even a fan film. It's just a slasher film. I can't explain it exactly. Like, an 80s slasher film by Menacing Studios. Sorry, it took me so long on that one. They can sell merch. I saw they were selling merch. That's fine if they want to. Because then they're making money off their own idea. They're not taking Welcome to West Haven from anywhere else. But I think if, like, a studio is saying, I think also if a studio says, I want to sell merch for my channel, that's also fine. That's completely fine. If, like, Menacing Studios said, I want to sell Menacing Studios merch, but it had nothing to do with Spider-Man Bounty, that's fine. Even if they said they want to do, like, sell some stuff for Spider-Man Bounty, I wouldn't even think that's that bad. Because, like, if you were selling, like, a poster for it or something, even so, that's even taking it a little far. I'll say that actually might be taking it far because that's ruining the point of a fan film. Fan films, I believe, are only legalized if you cannot make money off them. Spaceballs is literally a Star Wars fan film. It's a good movie, sure, but all it is a fan film, which is why you can't buy it. Like, you can't buy merch for Spaceballs. So I think when you're looking at, like, it's like, what else could you do almost? Like, I think if a studio started selling merch, like, I know a lot of Indiegogo campaigns give things away for it. I think that's a little different because you're funding the fan film. But even so, it even is kind of crossing the line of what makes a fan film a fan film. That almost is still a little bit breaking the rule. I'm not going to say you shouldn't, though, because it's a great way to support studios, so you definitely should. And also, like, Marvel's not going to crack down on a studio with a few thousand subscribers for making a little bit of money. They don't care about that. I think once it gets to the point where you're making $100,000, for example, at that point, Marvel could very easily sue Spider-Man Lewis. And they'd actually have reason to. If people were saying, if Gavin said, can you give me your money, please, and I will make a good fan film, you won't get anything except, like, a name in the credits, or, like, a signed signature or something, that's fine. But the fact that they were selling merch for the film actually is against the rules of how you can make a fan film. So, actually, Spider-Man Lotus could very easily have been sued by Marvel, and actually could have had the fan film taken down or the money given back or something. Obviously, Marvel doesn't have the time for that. None of these studios do. So, I think, honestly, fan films shouldn't be blocked for copying characters, and fan films should be allowed to sell merch. And I think fan films can pretty much do whatever they want because that's the whole point of a fan film. It's by the fans, for the fans. It's not about doing whatever you want to just make a little bit of money. That's not what a fan film is for. A fan film is for the fans to tell a story that you've always wanted to see. So I think that's all it is for this debate. I kind of went a little bit off topic, but I still feel like I discussed the main issue. And thank you to Radiant Films XD for this idea. Besides that, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.